Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the second update to my Pan Those Eyeshadows project Pan. I do update this project every 6 weeks. I'm working on 5 eyeshadows, 2 singles, 3 out of palettes. This was inspired by Alexi, and I structured mine the same way that she structured hers in 2018. And I am so happy that a whole bunch of other YouTubers have jumped on this bandwagon. It's been a lot of fun, and each person kind of structures it in a way that works best for them. I will list a bunch of my friends who are doing similar projects to this down in the description box below if you want to watch more of these videos. So my goal is to hit pan in eyeshadows. I'm trying to hit pan across my whole collection, so not just eyeshadows, but 19 pans in 2019, and so far I'm up to 2, one of which is an eyeshadow in this project. So I'm really happy with my progress. If you are a frequent visitor of this channel, I'm back to my old filming setup just for today because it is so cloudy outside and it's like 5:30 in the evening, so I have to stand here to have any kind of light right in front of my window. I am going to start off with the eyeshadow I was teasing you with. This is obviously one of my singles. Towards the end of the video I will have comparisons and videos and such of everything. But I hit pan in ColourPop Weenie, which is a rose gold eyeshadow, and I was wearing it down not super evenly, like the print is still on the outside, but I was not just digging in one spot. Like when I was using it, I was kind of unconsciously trying to wear it down evenly, but I wasn't bringing my finger or my brush all the way to the plastic, which will be evident in my close-ups, but I did want to give you just a view of it here. I'm hoping you can see the pan. Now I'm going to show you the progress. Oh wait, hold on. Since the last update, I used this an additional 9 times before I hit pan. I hit pan on April 11th, and it took a total of 19 uses. Now this was not brand new when it was brought into this project, but 19 uses within this project is how long it took to hit pan on this ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadow. Now let's jump into the other shades. The other single I've been working on is from Coastal Scents. It is a hot pot. I did put it into its own little small Z palette, so it was less bulky in my drawer, and it's easier for you to like focus on just this one shade. Now I hope you are able to see from this distance that there's a tiny bit of a dip starting over here. I've only used it an additional 2 times since the last update, and that brings us up to 6 total uses. Now this was brand new, never touched when it got pulled into this project, so this is definitely a long-term product here. Now we're jumping into our palettes. So how I structured mine, like I said, like Alexi did in 2018, where I randomized the palette, but I get to choose the shade. We might switch that up as the year goes along, but I have random shades in my whole collection project pan, which I can link up here, and I just wanted to reel in a little bit more control and be able to choose some complementary shades. Really quickly, I am going to swatch Rich Walnut here on my hand, so when we pull in a new eyeshadow, we will know how it kind of works in terms of color story. So here is Rich Walnut by Coastal Scents, the single that is still in this project. It's just a shimmery brown. Now, Pure Soiree Diaries was the palette that I randomized, and I used this 16 more times since the last update. I am working on the shade Gala up here. can't even really see. There we go. I have a good dip going on in here. I don't know how deep these pans are, but I'm hoping that maybe in the next month or so I can roll this one out. And it's a super light brown, like transition type of shade. I wish I would have picked something with a little more color base to it, but we live and we learn. I have to build this up a little bit. So there's a swatch under Coastal Scents. It's right here. Again, wait until towards the end. Next, I have the Pure Cosmetics Buff Collection palette. This is supposed to be a dupe palette for the Naked 3, although it's only a couple dollars cheaper and nowhere near as good. So I would not recommend this. I'm really hoping the color is not as washed out for you guys once I've edited this as it appears to be for me right now. I wanted a shade to set my eye primer with every day, to be included as part of the eyeshadows I'm panning, and I had nothing that could really work for that purpose. So I went with Quartz over here on the far left of this palette. I was hoping I could hit pan by this update, but that didn't really happen. This also is not matte like I originally thought it was when I first pulled this into the project, although because I'm using it to set my eyeshadow, it really doesn't make that big of a difference. But like I said, there's a huge dip going. Next update, I'm hoping for sure we'll be able to roll in another palette. And I know these are pretty boring shades, but why am I still holding this? I needed some shades I can incorporate in my looks every single day, like based on all of the other eyeshadows I'm working on currently. So here's our very neutral, boring color palette so far. However, the 5th shade that was in this project was from my NYX Cosmetics Ultimate Brights palette, if I can open it. And I selected this rosy pink shade here to work on. I've used this an additional 2 times. I forgot to mention with the Pure Cosmetics palette, I've used that an additional 21 times from last update. So I actually am using it a lot. I just haven't hit pan on it yet for whatever reason. So yes, 2 more times for this one, bringing my total uses up to 7. It's just looking used. There's no real dip happening at this point, but it is looking used. I've been having a lot of fun with this, and I'm excited to incorporate it more in the spring and summer. It is much more vibrant than I originally thought it was when I put it into this project. I thought it'd be a little more muted, a little more rosy, but it is bright pink. So these are the 4 shades that I still have in this project. I may as well swatch Weenie on my other hand just so you can get an idea of what this shade looks like. It's just a rose gold, but it is really beautiful. It's starting to dry out quite a bit, so I'm glad I got a ton of use out of it recently. But look how beautiful that is. There's a beautiful reflect to this. Weenie is a pearlized finish in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, if you were not familiar with that one. It is now time to select a new single shadow to work on since I did hit pan on Weenie, and I'm going to use the Pretty Random app. I have 81 single eyeshadows, but I'm going to use the numbers that are in my Excel spreadsheet. So I'm putting in the numbers 463 to 543. Okay, so let's randomize this together. I hope you guys are going to be able to see once I'm editing this, because I can't see anything over there on my monitor. 475. I believe that is still ColourPop shadows. Let's check. Yes, this is still a ColourPop shadow. However, this is a SuperNova liquid eyeshadow. Now, I can already see like wear and stuff on this, even though I've only used it a handful of times. So I don't want to have that as my goal. I think I'm going to set a number goal for this one because it is still relatively new to my collection. I've only had it a couple of months and I haven't had a chance to play with it all that much. This is a like coppery shade with some like mixed colored glitter in here. It's really hard to explain. Of course, I will show you swatches in a minute or so. Yes, it's like a copper with like pink and purple glitter in it. Super beautiful. Because this is a liquid shadow that I haven't used that much, I want to use this ColourPop SuperNova shadow in the shade UF-Woah 20 times. Here is a swatch of it down here at the bottom. It is very beautiful. I feel like 20 times gives me enough uses to really gauge my feelings on these products, as I do have a few of them and I don't use any of my liquid eyeshadows enough, so it'll give me time to practice. It's still like neutral-ish, and because it has the pink glitter, I feel like it will go well with the NYX pink shadow, but also with some of my neutrals. So I'm actually really happy with this singles choice. I am now going to transition into swatches, close-ups, and comparison pictures, and I'll meet you back here in a few minutes to talk about my goals and also close out this video. Okay guys, so I'm hoping that those close-ups and stuff gave you a better look at the progress that I'm making, because I am making some progress, just not a lot. Talking about my goals for next time, I was doing 10 uses, but clearly that is not working out for me now that I'm working on so many products. I have almost 40 products in various projects that I've either already started or am starting towards the end of this month. So that is a lot, and I can't get 10 uses out of everything. I want to continue rotating through my shadows. The main goal is I want to hit pan in this one and be able to roll in a new palette. This is number 1 on my list. And secondly, just for the ease of it, I'm going to go after Gala and the Soiree Diaries. I'm going to start using a bit of a heavier hand because it is such a light shade. I can still use it as a transition shade, but maybe build it up a little bit more in my crease and not solely using it as a transition to help blend out other colors, because that is all I've been doing. And I feel like I can make more progress that way. So I don't know if I'll be able to hit pan on this before next time, but definitely on the Pure Cosmetics one. And I want to have used this at least a couple times, like maybe 5. We'll see how I do. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please do give it a thumbs up so that I know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!